Get ready to embrace debate. First Take starts now.
Welcome to First Take. We're on the road. We're live in Miami at the Cleveland Hotel on South Beach. The crowd is lively and packed here today. It is packed. I'm Carrie Champion. That's Skip Bayless. That's the mayor, Stephen A. Smith. And they're saying, let's go east. It's not going to work. Stephen A. is in rare form, ladies and gentlemen. You are acting up today.
Hey, listen. Wait. I got a question for the crowd.
Yes.
Who's ahead in this series right now?
Here we go.
I'm just asking. Who's ahead? Do you have an answer for that?
Mayor, speak to the people.
I did say, coming into this series, and before we even arrived in South Beach after the first two games, that this series would be tied 2-2 after 4 games. And as of tonight, it will be officially a tied 2-2.
So you can trip all you want to. It don't make a difference.
Is the mayor of South Beach above shaking hands with little old me?
Go on and shake his hand.
Sure.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. Game 4 tonight, 9 Eastern, right here. Let's talk about it. LeBron James yesterday went on the record and he talked about Mario Chalmers not getting the job done. He said he needs to keep up his confidence. He also said the Heat need to find ways to keep Chris Bosh more involved. Again, Game 4 tonight. We want to know who wins the game specifically. The mayor has already made his choice, but explain your choice, kindly.
The Miami Heat will win the game tonight. They will win because LeBron James will rise to the occasion, understanding that a loss would put them on the brink of elimination. Dwayne Wade acknowledging that he's been inconsistent defensively. That will not be the case tonight. Chris Bosh, who had 40 touches in Game 1, 39 in Game 2, only had 12 touches in Game 3. Eric Spoelstra met with the crew and told them they've got to get Chris Bosh the ball more. He was wide open. He hit all 4 of his shots. They've got to get this man the basketball. But I'm going to go on record and say that Mr. Big Shot throughout his career, somebody who has been absent and non-existent and putrid in his performance, particularly in the NBA Finals, averaging just 3.3 points on a horrific 25% shooting from the field. His name is Mario Chalmers. He will make amends tonight. Mario Chalmers will rise from his doldrums. He will rise from the ashes.
Okay.
He will show up tonight and he will make a couple of big-time shots because he's Mario Chalmers, because we believe in him, because he understands what is at stake. The Miami Heat will show up tonight and they will win Game 4 and go back to San Antonio in this series time.
Do you approve this message?
That's right. What do you got it by? 30, 35, or 40?
No. I am not going to disrespect the San Antonio Spurs. I realize how much of an elite team they are. Every single game for the rest of this series is going to be tough. But in the end, the plays that need to be made when they count most will be made by the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat will win this game probably by around 7 points.
7 points?
Yeah.
7 points? After all that big bloviation speech you just made, it's only by 7?
I said they were going to win. I said they were going to win.
Okay.
You always do that.
Okay.
I don't have to sit there and be like you. They're going to win by 40 and they win by 2. No, I'm not doing that.
Look, I hate to be a party pooper here on South Beach, but let's let's be real about this. The Spurs are going to win this series in 6 games. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. But I want to point out to our great crowd here today at the Clevelander that I wore Miami red just for you today.
Oh, that's
because today is Heat Day and tonight will be the Heat's night. I think it's a done deal that the Heat will win easily tonight because everybody here in Miami is telling me so. I can't find one person at the hotel we're at walking up and down the sidewalk. Everybody says the Heat will win tonight, and I am thoroughly convinced of that. Even the odds makers, The spread on this game is the largest of any of the first 4 games of this series. Sure. Heat are favored by all the way up to 5.5 points. Now, obviously, as a Spurs supporter, would I like to see the Spurs win tonight? Well, sure I would. But I believe the Miami Heat will make a very loud statement at tip-off. I think LeBron will go back, return to being King James right from tip-off. I agree with you. Mario Chalmers, they will get him an easy open 3 to start this game. He will make that 3, and he will snap back out of it. I think Chris Bosh, as you point out, will get back involved tonight. And I think that the Heat will make such a loud statement that after a little while, the Spurs will look at them, as they're wont to do, and say, hey, if you guys want this game this badly, fine. You can have it, and we will see you back in San Antonio for Game 5. So I got Heat cruising tonight, 101-87.
Okay? That's fair.
That's a fair fight. Right.
I mean, I don't like it.
We gotta go.
I don't like it because he tends to be a jinx.
I know.
And I sincerely hope that the Miami Heat aren't listening. They need to ignore the press, and they need to make sure they're focused tonight because they certainly weren't in Game 3.
Stephen A., you wrote a column that's up on ESPN.com right now, and it's entitled Knicks Only Choice, ? Keep Carmelo. You wrote, and you said this on the show, you said it yesterday, that Carmelo and LeBron want to play together from what you've been told. We are also now hearing from our Brian Windhorst and Mark Stein that perhaps the Miami Heat are going to make a big push for Melo this summer. So imagine the possibility of the Big Four. How likely is that to happen?
I don't know how likely it is that there's going to be a Big Four, because in order for a Big Four to transpire, Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, and to some degree maybe even LeBron, are going to have to take pay cuts in order to get Carmelo to come here. But as I've reported on numerous occasions over the last couple of months, LeBron and Carmelo Anthony would like to play together. Melo definitely wants to play with LeBron. The New York Knicks are in a position where they can give Melo the most money. But what I highlighted in the column is that what people have to understand, and listen up and stop talking when I'm talking so you can learn something, okay? Here's the deal. If you are Carmelo Anthony and you want to play with LeBron James, which he does, and you're LeBron James, you've got all the options in the world because everybody will kick in the door to do what they can with LeBron James. If you're Melo, the first order of business is to talk to LeBron James the minute this season is over, because you want to decide, you want to know what LeBron wants to do. LeBron is a man of his word. I don't care what they tell y'all. They knew months in advance that the Big Three were going to be assembled in Miami. I broke the story back then. I'm telling you what I know. They knew this, okay? LeBron is the kind of person that keeps his word. He is a man of his word. So if he says to Melo, this is where I want to play with you, and this is where I want to go, then it's up to Melo to make sure he can facilitate that happening. As it pertains to being in Miami, the issue here is that it will require guys to take pay cuts. Dwayne Wade has already been on a record saying that he's not necessarily so inclined to do that. Chris Bosh has indicated that he might, but he's also indicated to others quietly that he's interested in being more of a primary option offensively. So we don't know what he's going to do. The one thing that I would say before giving it to you, Skip, is this. The hardest part for Pat Riley and the Heat's organization is going to be Dwayne Wade. Because on one hand, he missed the 28 games of the season. His knees are clearly ailing. He's not what he used to be health-wise. But on the other hand, you don't win the first championship if it weren't for Dwayne Wade and his 37-point per game average over those last 4 games. You don't win the last 2 titles if it wasn't Dwayne Wade getting LeBron and Chris Bosh to come here. Dwayne Wade is one person that can sit there and say, I'm primarily responsible for the championship banners hanging in American Airlines Arena. So you're going to ask him to take a pay cut? You got to think about that. Now, I understand the Heat organization wanting him to, but be clear, it's going to be a tough sell because Dwayne Wade has a legitimate argument that none of this happens if it were not for him. So he shouldn't have to take a pay cut if that's his thinking.
Okay. All right. So the new twist for me, the stunning new twist from Mark Stein and obviously Brian Windhorst, is that the theory here from their sources is that all 3 of the Big Three of the Heat would opt out now. You were looking at maybe like opting in and then trying to do this a year from now?
Yeah, because that was about Melo and LeBron.
I get you. Okay, so they're saying that all three would opt out and all three would take pay cuts. I'm with you on Dwayne. That would be a tough one for him to swallow. But if he swallowed it and all three again reduced their salaries, then this story is saying the Heat could have the most cap room in the NBA. In the NBA? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
With all the firepower you already have here? So they're saying that it would be easy to fit Carmelo under a cap under that circumstance. So bottom line, with those three, and maybe it's going to depend on what happens over the next few nights. It might. You know, it might change the dynamic if the Heat win or the Heat lose. But would they all take a pretty sizable pay cut to get Carmelo with LeBron and with Dwayne? Because that team would be pretty unbeatable, I would have to say.
Here's what I can say to you. I find that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing to sell. But if anybody can sell it, it's Pat Riley.
Yeah.
If anybody can sell it, it's Miami. No state income tax in Florida. The lifestyle that you can have with friends who want to play together, all of whom are capable of making money off the court.
All right.
It's something that's possible.
And by the way, last quick detail, they also report that after the recent sale of Beats to Apple, LeBron, who was an early investor in Beats, made a reported $30 million off that sale
so he has
alone.
a little extra money. He could take a cut.
I think he's pretty good, right?
All right.
Maybe he could afford to take a little pay cut.
First Take on the road, Clevelander Hotel, South Beach. Lively crowd. That's what I'll call them. Reminds me of San Antonio just a bit.
Yeah.
Here with our next guest, 50 Cent. Welcome to First Take.
Oh, man,
everybody give it up for 50.
A lot of morale out here, a lot of excitement for these playoffs, man.
All right, I got a little housekeeping to do before we talk about your pick on the board. I know you went with Miami, but I want to make sure I get this right. Your company, SMS Promotions, is actually having a special edition of ESPN Friday Night Fights on Wednesday, July 2nd at Foxwoods in Connecticut, right?
It's exciting. It's my second annual birthday boxing bash.
Yeah, because your birthday's July 4th, so happy early birthday to you. So let's stay.
But wait, are you going to participate in
No,
this? You going to take anybody on?
No, I do a little something in the gym. Actually, I'm working on a film project right now with Antoine Fuqua and Jake Gyllenhaal. Southpaw.
Boxing?
Boxing.
Yeah, it's a boxing.
Really?
You look like you've knocked a few people out.
All right, well, let's stay with boxing. And so we all know that you and Floyd work together.
Right.
So we're asking you, what are the chances that Mayweather and Pacquiao actually fight?
It's probably a high probability that they look at that fight now. You know, and what you were saying earlier about Cotto and Martinez, that fight, like it definitely brings the excitement level back to the sport when you see that type of competitive energy there. And when it's not so strategic, the marketing and the putting this fighter next to this fighter, and we know that's not a fight really. Mm-hmm. You know, so it'll start to be. I think now it'll be a good time for them to actually make that
For
fight.
me, I watched Cotto pick apart Martinez.
Right.
I mean, just destroyed him, okay? And I'm looking at the fact that if Canelo Alvarez handles his business in his next fight, Cotto and Canelo would be huge. And so all of this stuff with Floyd, even though Floyd is a walking pay-per-view.
That.
No, what I'm saying, I'm just saying because of how Cotto looks now that he's got Freddie Roach. I'm saying because you have something else to lean on, to me, that's compelling Floyd even more to finally give us the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, and I think it's going to happen.
Or it won't be as big. The Canelo-Cotto fight will be bigger than what we see next from Floyd.
Bigger than Pacquiao Mayweather?
No. If Pacquiao-Mayweather doesn't happen,
if
that fight will be bigger.
Why do you think it has taken this long for Pacquiao and Mayweather even to think about fighting each other?
Well, I mean, when you're the name, Floyd knows he's the name. He knows that people are going out to see Floyd Mayweather fight, whether they are fans of his or they just can't wait for the opportunity to see him lose. They got to tune in, so he can pick who he wants to fight.
Mm-hmm. Let's switch to some basketball because, damn it, Floyd and Pacquiao need to fight. I ain't got nothing else to say about that. I'm tired of waiting for that fight.
Make it happen.
It needs to happen.
Make it happen.
It needs to happen. And Floyd needs to stop all the promoting and all of this other stuff because he's got the boxing. He does too much work on the side. He needs to rest. He's human. But let's get to some basketball because you seem like a very, very wise individual. You picked the Heat to win this series. I'd like to know why.
I like the Heat. I like them just watching them actually play. I mean, being down one game in an actual series like this doesn't mean very much to me. Not in the early stages, anyway. So, you know, I think when they come home tonight, they're gonna get it together, and they'll feel that energy that's in the actual room here, and actually perform on a different level. I watched them come back from a 30-point deficit in that last game. You know what I mean? Like
25.
Yeah,
25.
Close enough.
We're
Well, let's
rounding up.
be
It's the
realistic
same.
here. Let's not embellish the
25.
There he goes, nitpicking BT, because he was nervous.
That's
He was
exactly.
I admit I was
Exactly.
nervous. I was. Okay, so give me a score tonight. Will Heat by 20, by 25, 30?
What kind of spread they giving us?
What kind of
What
spread?
are they favored by?
He said, what
What
kind
they
of
gonna win
spread?
by? By 6?
They're favored by 5. They're favored by 5.
5.5.
Five
Heat
and a
by
half.
5.5.
Yeah.
Heat by 5, and I'll take that.
Would you?
Yeah,
You take
I
the
think
Heat, you
they'll
give
win
the
by-
5.5.
I think they can win by 6.
By 6? Oh, you got it by 7,
Are
right?
people, in your estimation, picking the Miami Heat because of LeBron James, or because they legitimately feel that the Heat, champions that they are better than the San Antonio Spurs? What do you think?
I think it's LeBron's aura also.
Right.
Like, we love him. Like this, our culture in general loves LeBron, and then it's a big part of his personality and how he sustained himself from the very beginning of his actual career to now.
If LeBron was to lose these finals, he would be 2 and 3 in NBA Finals.
Right.
In your eyes, how should he be looked upon if Miami doesn't get it done and close the deal in the series?
Well, I mean, I still think they're gonna get it done. So I can't even put that negative energy out there, my brother.
You work in the
I
crowd.
picked them to win, but I don't think it's negative energy to sit there and say, what is this possible?
I just don't want to put that out there. I know it's
Okay.
possible, but I just want I want to focus on the actual winning.
So, give me your insight into my San Antonio Spurs. Do you find them old, slow, and boring like a lot of people do?
They old, slow, and boring made that 30-point deficit.
They did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And won both
25.
games. You know, so you got to look at that like it's more experience and wise.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just knowing how to make, on-the-spot decisions because they've had the time to be out there and be in those situations before.
Okay, well, you have an album out, released June 3rd. Tell us about it.
Animal Ambition. The project is about prosperity. There's some positive and dark sides to it, obviously. I've experienced some success in my career, so I chose to use that as the overall topic of it.
Right.
And, from people developing that sense of entitlement, they're close to you, they feel like, well, you made a lot of money. You could have bought me a house and car and some extra stuff.
Right.
And I kind of picked out each one of those things, jealousy and envy at different points. Actually, I had the opportunity to create a song with Trey Songz.
Right.
Our next guest,
Smoke.
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trigger. Right. Trigger.
Trying to get the girls excited.
That's right. I want to say one thing before you got out of here. You're an executive producer, I believe, that new show, Power.
Right.
On Stars. I watched it. Loved it.
You see what I'm saying?
On Stars.
It's now the biggest show on Stars.
Yeah.
We premiered with 2.7 million viewers.
Right.
And of course, that's
I was
me
one of them.
actual marketing and promoting to my actual audience. So
Yes.
we're looking kind of big out there, baby.
Right.
We just got our season 2,
Okay,
so
last quick question.
Go ahead.
Back to Mayweather and Pacquiao. If they do fight, how long would it take Pacquiao to knock out Mayweather?
Please.
Get out of here.
Oh, please.
Doing
Go
that.
ahead. Don't you dare.
How long?
Vinny,
How long would it
Vinny,
take?
Come on.
I don't think
Mayweather would give him a boxing lesson.
I don't think Pacquiao would actually beat Mayweather under any circumstance.
He doesn't think
Floyd,
Pacquiao will beat
Floyd
Mayweather.
would pick him
thought
He
apart.
had to think about it a little bit.
No, I never thought
think about.
Yeah, he did.
I never thought he was a better
Weigh in.
fighter than Floyd ever. I look at it and I just say it's the most competitive
Right.
event that you could actually create.
Man,
And
Pacquiao might not even touch his face.
All right.
Yeah, and that-
Boy, he may not
I
even
don't
touch
know
his
about
face.
that.
You don't
But
even
on that
understand.
level-
Y'all heard me.
on that level of talent, everybody has to punch his chance.
That's right.
It's like when you got
understand.
in and got knocked out that one shot. But if you watch Manny, his lateral movement ain't nothing changed. He went in
Right.
there with Brandon Rios
Right.
and made him look like nothing.
He gonna get caught with a right cross again.
Again, happy early birthday to
Floyd?
50 Cent.
Yes,
Everybody
from
give it up for him. What a wonderful guest. Album's
Yeah,
out.
man.
Check it out. We appreciate you for being here. And you gave a shout out to Trigger, right?
Yeah, Trey's the man right now, man. He warming up out here, baby.
Look, there he is.
Heating up now.
Make your pick, kind sir. Whoa! Whoa! With the Spurs! You must know basketball! basketball, sir. Trey Songz at the desk being cold in Miami. First take on the road for the NBA Finals at the Clevelander Hotel. It's a party at about, let me check my watch here. It's a party at 10:30 in the morning. That's what we do on First Take. Our guest, Trey Songz, has an album out, your 6th album.
It's actually coming out July 1st.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're so happy to have you here. I don't know about the crowd. Can you guys be kind? Can you give it up to him, please?
This dude is big time. Dude is big time.
They don't know how big time he is.
He's a superstar.
Tell him he's a superstar.
And for any of the fellas out there that's
Oh,
going
boy.
to be with your significant other
Oh,
tonight,
boy.
you got to listen to his
Tell
music.
him.
Oh, boy.
However,
Oh, boy.
I can't believe that, because I know
Why
you got a
can't
spot
you
down
believe?
here,
Yes,
and
I
you're
do.
going to show up on this set and side with Skip Bayless.
Because I can't just say things to say things. I got to look at the facts
gotta
and what's
speak your
happening.
truth.
I got to look at the facts and what's happening.
Okay, so you picked Spurs. Spurs in 6, Spurs in 7.
Spurs is 6.
Spurs in 6.
I've
Okay.
heard that before.
Okay, so wait, hold
Y'all
on.
got me on the beat.
Hold on. So tell us who wins tonight, and then explain your pick.
Who wins tonight? Well, Miami hasn't lost back-to-back playoff games in a very long time, so if they lose tonight, it's definitely over. I think they will win tonight, taking it back to San Antonio. But you have the Spurs playing impeccably. You have the X factors for Miami not stepping up, doing what they need to do. You have Tim Duncan playing in his 4th most efficient year. It's so many years later. What's up, Steve?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
He's schooling you, Steve. He's schooling you, Steve.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
No, it's just very possible. You have putting all the pressure on LeBron. You got Chris Bosh. You got possible like no touches the last few games. 79 in the first 2 games, and 12 last game.
12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got to get their X factors involved, and if they don't, they're missing out because you got guys like Boris Diaw coming out making a difference.
Oh,
you got guys
Boris
guys
Diaw.
like Danny Green stepping up.
That's true.
You got guys like
Kawhi
making LeBron turn the ball over 7 times. You know what I mean? So you got to look at the facts.
Let me throw out. Well, listen. You got to look at the facts. But because it hasn't happened yet in terms of games 4, 5, 6, 7, you can prognosticate. Here's the deal, y'all.
That's a great
Has
word.
anybody? I know it is a beautiful
That's a
word.
great
isn't it?
word.
That's right. I want to hear it in your next album. The point is this.
I can't.
Have y'all ever entertained the possibility, Trey, Skip, that it is possible that the Miami Heat might not only win the night, but they might go back to San Antonio and win Game 5?
You got to win.
Has anybody thought about that possibility?
Yeah,
Why
you
we
have
all,
that.
why we all talking?
We can all say that last year they came and it was a series of fortunate events. They happened to come back and do amazing things. It's possible, but how many times does that happen?
Stop it! Stop it!
They're not going to stop it. Oh, God. Here we go.
That's all you got.
Yeah,
that's all
They
they
got the
got.
crowd chanting.
I know.
No facts.
Stephen A. Smith.
Get in here.
Stephen A. Smith.
You say San Antonio.
Wait, are you predicting that the Heat are going to win Game 5
No,
in
I'm
San
not.
Antonio?
Let's take
Hold on.
I didn't say I wasn't.
You're just going to pull it back?
Let's watch what happens
Okay.
tonight, and then
Okay.
we will talk about Game 5.
Not ready to make a
You
prediction.
understand? Why? I don't need to. I
Why?
live down here. You do.
Okay. You the mayor.
Do
What
you
talking
realize,
about?
Carrie, what just happened on this show?
What happened?
The entertainer came on
Uh-huh.
and educated the expert on
Listen,
basketball.
Listen,
On basketball.
Listen, we wrote
Right?
it down. Replace the mayor is what we wrote. It's time.
This will be my seat next time.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Talk
like
about
it.
it.
I like
Talk
it.
about it.
I like
Talk
it.
about it.
This is my guy, though, so he's looking at me crazy.
And unofficially, I'm going to rename Trey Songz
Uh-huh.
Trey Spurs.
Trey Spurs.
Trey Spurs, I like it. I like
Skip's going
it.
too far.
That's right.
Skip's going too far.
No.
Skip's going too far. People, relax.
What?
Relax.
No, what's wrong? You don't like Trey Songz?
mess with
Trey
his album.
Spurs?
I like the song.
No,
I like the song.
I went too far with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Skip went way too far.
But the point is,
I watched the show. It happens sometimes.
thank you. I do appreciate the level, the depth with which you're appreciating the intricacies of the Spurs, because they are a very well-oiled machine, as I've tried to explain to this man. And even though he has respect for them, he just keeps saying that the trump card is the quote-unquote greatest player in the world.
No, and I love LeBron. I love
Yep.
the Heat. I think they're an amazing team. But if you look at it pound for pound, the Spurs are the best. every year after. You know, the Heat came in second this year to the Pacers, which means they basically play to the level of their competition. They don't step up to when they don't have to.
This is interesting. That's a good point. But that's exactly the point that I think both of y'all are missing.
I don't think I'm missing that point. I think they got to step up and do it.
I'm getting ready to break it down to you. The Miami Heat, they've been playing in this series, all right? And I'm not talking about playing around. They've come to play basketball. Here's where I think Miami has dropped the ball. They have not fully embraced and appreciated the fact that the San Antonio Spurs don't just want the ring, they wanted Miami.
Because they wanted the ring last year.
But I'm saying they're
playing with a vengeance.
Because they're playing with a vengeance. Miami got a first-hand look at San Antonio on another level in Game 3 because San Antonio came back to the house where they lost in the NBA Finals, and they're like, we remember, we coming for y'all. Right. So now, to me, when you put that in Miami's face, in the Big 3 era, in my eyes, they have never failed to respond to that kind of challenge.
They give the best responses.
You understand? And that's what I think is going on at this moment in time, from this moment forward. It's another level now.
We'll see, Steve.
Yes, of course.
We'll see, Steve.
You got to say it like that.
We'll see, Steve.
You know?
Go ahead, sir.
May I make one last point in favor of my Spurs, because this is Heat Day.
Okay.
I think everybody here thinks the Heat are going to win. I think the Heat will win tonight. You think the Heat will win.
I think they'll win tonight.
Can I point out, just for the record,
Go ahead,
that our Spurs turned it over 23 times in Game 1 and still won by 15 points. Our Spurs in Game 2 played stuck-in-mud offense down the stretch in the last 6 minutes, just handed the game back to the Miami Heat. And our Spurs in Game 3, even though they built the lead, almost lost the lead, and then won fairly easily, the big three, Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, did not have big games in Game 3. They were all pretty quiet. So I would say, as Tony Parker said yesterday, there's still some room for improvement. Just making a little case here on Heat Day for the visiting team. Just a little case. Does that make sense to you?
It makes a lot of sense to me.
All right, so let's talk about the big
Steve
four.
giving me the side eye through the tinted glasses.
Don't even worry about that. Eric, okay. So Mark Stein and Brian Windhorst are reporting that there could be the possibility of Carmelo coming to the Heat. Right? So let's think about this. The big four. Does that seem like a likely possibility, if at all, to you?
I think it's a possibility just because of where we are. I think any player coming to Miami of that caliber is like a great possibility, especially after LeBron did what he did with bringing the big three here. Mm-hmm. You know, like you said earlier, you got the women, you got the lifestyle, you got the sun, you got an amazing team. I think definitely it's a possibility.
Unstoppable at that point.
I can promise.
At that point, it'll be crazy.
I can make a promise to you right here on the airwaves right now. If the Miami Heat somehow, some way, create enough cap space, even if a guy like Bosh or possibly even D. Wade were going, and D. Wade's not going anywhere, please don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying to you is that if Melo somehow, some way can get most of his money and has an opportunity to play with LeBron here, he ain't staying with the Knicks.
They're going to monopolize the league.
You can bounce that dream. He will come to South Beach to play with LeBron. If that possibility.
Who would not?
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, I want to get Trey's insight into this. Our friend Deshaun Jackson posted a picture on his Instagram with a fake caption. It was a picture of Jordan and Kobe at an All-Star game talking to each other as they walked up the floor. We're showing it right now. And the fake caption underneath, as if Michael was saying this to Kobe, we didn't have to team up with 2 of the top 5 picks in our own draft class, along with the greatest three-point shooter ever, to finally win rings.
Give it up for the Lakers.
I'm just guessing that was a little bit of a shot at LeBron and Carmelo and Dwayne and Bosh, all 4 of them, effectively. Your big picture thought, if they do team up, do you think it's unfair? Do you think it's beneath those 4 to team up?
I mean, I think it's a different definition to your legacy when you do it and you're the cornerstone and you don't have players that people think are as equivalent, as great as you are. Like if LeBron is the greatest player in the world, and he does have a Carmelo Anthony and he does have a Ray Allen to save you last year, and you eventually win because of a shot that he hit that was basically impossible. I think it does definitely take away a little bit from what the legacy you're trying to create. But do you still have rings? Are you still the MVP? Are you still?
Well, let me say this. I think, I'm getting sick and tired. I'm not talking about y'all. But I'm getting sick and tired of the hits LeBron takes for that. It's not like LeBron came to Miami and suddenly he's some scrub. The brother averages 27, 8, and 8. Yeah. He's a 4-time league MVP. There is no championship in South Beach over the last 2 years if it were not for LeBron James. And let's take this into consideration. This is not the days of old, okay? This is a new day. Just like technology has elevated and transformed and elevated to another level, you've got guys that think differently. Those 6 to 8 months during the season, guess what? You not just play games, you travel, you hang, you got a lifestyle where you want it. If somebody has the opportunity to have a working environment that doesn't feel like work, where you go to work every day and you not only enjoy what you're doing, but who you're doing it with on an everyday basis, how many people are going to turn down that opportunity? So I think you make a very valid all these point. Old school guys that talk about how they didn't assemble.
But you can't forget about it, though.
What I mean is this. It ain't like the brothers are flocking to Cleveland. No disrespect. They coming to South Beach.
No, I'm
sorry. I'm a native New Yorker. But I love me some New York. Start spreading the news. But if I got an opportunity to chill in South Beach.
Bye-bye.
Okay? But
when it's all said and done, you're going to be a motivational speaker. Come on now. People riled up.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, who's going to turn that down?
To say that here.
Yeah.
Who's going to turn that down?
Okay, wait a second.
Get out of it.
I'm trying to move to San Antonio.
Shot the jackpot down there with the
Take a
Redskins.
shot at San Antonio? A gratuitous shot at San Antonio?
Are we not going back to the Riverwalk this weekend? Where's the camera?
I'm
not trying to move to San Antonio in the Riverwalk.
Okay.
I don't need a river.
Okay.
I got the beach. I got the ocean.
Okay,
South
Mayor.
Beach. What are you talking about?
He's going hard.
Don't let him stop it. You not ready for it? You don't like it? You don't like it? You're over it.
Come on.
You got to get a chant.
No.
You got to figure it out. It's drowning you out.
These people can't sing. You can sing.
That's right.
That is true.
Well, when you got people start drinking at 9, you got a crowd.
Touche. If Michael Jordan, if we could turn up the clock, if Michael Jordan were playing today and he had the free agent chance to join forces with Dwayne and Carmelo or whoever it was in South Beach, he would not do it. And he was not from Chicago.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're missing. That's the wrong question. That's the wrong
I think
statement.
it's a perfect
Listen,
question.
Are you ready for this? No, Michael Jordan wouldn't do that. But if Michael Jordan had the power and the ability to influence them coming to play with him wherever he was, he wouldn't turn them down. He wouldn't turn them down.
I think Jordan had a vengeance of playing against the greatest so much that he didn't want the greatest on his team.
Yeah, but
Jordan stopped so many people from getting rings that were considered amazing.
Good point.
What he did was impeccable. The fact that he could do what he did with shutting down greats like Karl Malone, shutting down so many guys that never.
No, I agree with that, but we're not talking about everything. It's not like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose and everybody else is coming to play with LeBron. You came and played with Chris Bosh and D Wade. Now the possibility is of Melo. You don't get everybody, but anybody that you could play with that's a big time player.
That's close enough to everybody, Steve. That's close enough to everybody.
I'm just saying. Listen.
You talking about Melo, Ray Allen. You talking about
Ray Allen and those boys came to South Beach.
Yeah, but come on, let's talk
LeBron.
about but we talking about the meme, right? It says the greatest three-point shooter of all time, the greatest player of all time. Then you gonna get Melo come down here.
Hold on. At the time, I know y'all gonna laugh at this name, but at the time that Dennis Rodman elected to come to Chicago, he was the greatest rebounder in the game and one of the elite defenders. The Michael Jordan comes out of retirement. They get bounced out in the semifinals by Orlando. The next year, who did they get? They got Rodman and won 3 straight. I'm sorry. Did you not acquire a Hall of Famer in order to help you? So I'm just saying. What the hell happened? Get Barkley. in an effort to try and win a championship. Did Barkley not go to Phoenix and then ultimately go to Houston with Olajuwon and Drexler?
The point is that you need a team and that you need players to facilitate to make it happen. But is there an amazing talent here in Miami that's unlike any other team?
Time out. When Drexler couldn't win a title in Portland, did he not go to Houston to try and win one with Olajuwon? Did that not happen?
He did.
That's all I'm saying.
Stephen
it happened,
A.
y'all. It happened.
Jordan was winning championships with no center. They didn't have
He had Pippen,
okay,
who you disrespect.
6'7". I do not disrespect him. Jordan made Pippen a top 50 all-time player.
That's
I'm
true.
sorry.
That's true.
He made him.
That's true.
Okay, now
Pippen
was out there
make him a
before
champion.
he got there.
Okay, now
I think that's the point you're trying to make. He wasn't at the caliber that he was before he got to play with Jordan.
So let's bring it back to this finals. As they say in San Antonio, the Spurs were built, not bought.
Okay.
Right?
That's
so
the
you have to give it up to the Spurs. They drafted their big three.
Hold on, time out. I give it up to the Spurs because they did draft those guys.
Yeah.
But remember, the Spurs threw a season to acquire the number 1 overall pick to get Tim Duncan, and from the time they had Tim Duncan,
Wait a second.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Who is your source on that?
Who's your
The
source?
streets? Is that the streets?
Who are you? Stop
Is that the
it!
streets?
Stop it!
Who is your source on that?
No.
Did you get that from the streets?
Okay, give it up for our guest, Trey Songz, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, more first takes after the break. There's something else, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Trigger,
Okay.
July 1st.
First take on the road. Cleveland Hotel in South Beach. The crowd is here. We have a special guest to show up on the set. Give it up for actor and comedian Anthony Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. He's just here. Anthony, we just found you and you just rode up on the set.
This is crazy.
Right?
This is crazy.
Look at this crowd. How live is this right now?
I've never experienced anything like this. I may never leave.
Oh, okay. I think he's getting in the pool, folks. Quickly, let me do, again, a little bit of housekeeping. You have a new show that debuts in the fall. It's called Blackish. Tell us about it quickly.
Blackish. It's an aspirational and inspirational show. About 3 different generations, from my kid's point of view, my point of view, and my father, who's played by Lawrence Fishburne.
I love him. I love that man. He's a great actor. All right.
It's a great show.
He's been doing sensational work over the years. Two can play that game. The number of movies he's been in.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. I also watch Law and Order, which he's also been a part of. So
Thank you.
He's
I'm
not
honored
as
to
good
have
as
you
you,
here.
though.
Thank
You're
you.
great at. He's not as good as you as an actor, Mayor.
Please.
A little bit?
Please.
All right.
I think I got a future in it, but I'm not nearly as talented.
Oh, please. Hey, quick question on that.
Yes.
You are a gifted actor.
Really?
Comedy or drama, which is more fun for you?
More fun. Okay, interesting. Comedy. Comedy.
Right.
But if I thought you were going to ask me which one I like to do, which one I like more. That's like asking me which one of my children I love more. I love them both.
But some people think comedy is harder. It's just...
It is. Comedy is harder to do than drama. You can set, the mood with music and all that in drama, but comedy, it's hard to make people laugh.
Well, what I love about you is the fact that you don't allow anybody to put you in a box. We all thought that you was just a comedian, and then you showed your range and showed that you can't be limited. So we're gonna pull out something a little extra.
Let's talk some basketball.
Talk some basketball.
You ready?
See what you know.
All right. We
Let's
didn't
go.
get you at the pickup
We didn't get you at the board.
So we need to know who wins the series.
Who wins the series? Miami. Right?
You knew he was going to say that. You knew that.
Miami. Whoever wins Game 5 is going to win this series.
Okay. Who
Whoever
wins
wins
tonight?
Game 5
Who
is
wins
gonna
tonight?
win. Miami wins. Miami has to win tonight. But Miami will win tonight, and whoever wins Game 5 will win the series.
wait.
I kind of knew that because he texted me.
You just predicted Miami will win tonight and in San Antonio on Sunday night,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to win the next 2.
Okay. All right. Yes,
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
Why do you say like that?
Well,
That
I'm shocked.
happened.
Let
You're
him
just
have it.
so wrong.
Now, let me ask you this. Why, in all seriousness, why do you think Miami's going to win this series?
I'm just a Heat fan, but I think they're. I don't know. It's just a gut feeling that I have. I can't give you statistics or anything like that. I mean, the teams are evenly matched. I mean, no. But between the two of them, no one's won 2 games in a row.
Right. Except when the Heat did it against 6 and 7 last year.
Except when they did it last year. And I hope. And I hope my prediction is right that's what's going to happen tonight and Sunday night
in San Antonio. You do understand if you're wrong, Skip's going to talk about you in your movies, right?
That's right, Skip can do it. As long as he keeps talking about me, it's all good.
Right.
So how did you become a Heat fan?
How did I become a Heat fan? It goes back to my love for Pat Riley, born and raised in L.A., a Laker fan. Pat Riley, Alonzo Mourning is a good friend of mine, and I'm just fans of LeBron. I know D-Wade. Ray Allen's a good friend of mine, so I'm rooting for my friends more so than a team. I'm rooting for my friends.
Well, you did say that you're from L.A. and Pat Riley, and because of that, one would surmise you're a Lakers fan, correct?
Yes.
My condolences. You all right?
It happens.
Are you all right?
You all right? I'm a fan of the game.
Okay.
I'm a fan of the game, but I am all right.
All right.
Because Not that I switched trains, but I'm also a Clipper fan.
Oh, Lord.
Get out of here. You got to choose a team.
And I love sports. I had season tickets to the Clippers and to the Lakers, so I just love the sport of basketball.
Before the Clippers were even hot.
Yeah.
Okay, you've always been a fan of both teams.
I've always been a fan of both.
Okay, you're a unique and
Look, I go back to the Clippers when the Clippers played in the sports arena.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about it. Not very many people know about it. Okay, good. I won't call you bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
So how bad do our Lakers look, and when do you see us turning it around?
It'll be a few years before the Lakers can turn it around.
A few years.
Well, that's not good news for Kobe.
It's not good years for Kobe. It's not. But the team is in transition. Coaching and personnel wise, in my opinion, and nothing takes place overnight. Nothing can happen overnight.
So do you think
we're always going to be a contender, though? We're always going to be a contender.
You weren't this year.
You
used the word always.
You know what? Stop, man. Stop.
You don't want to talk to him no more?
We can
just
cut him off right here, right?
Just be us over here.
We can cut him off during this interview, right? Just
us three.
Bring this camera this way.
You like that idea?
It's a 3-person show right now.
Skip says he likes that idea. No, seriously.
So,
go ahead.
does LA still belong to the Lakers, do you think, for the most part?
Yes.
Oh, good question. Good question. The JV team has just came up and become a varsity team in the last few seasons with the Clippers. So it belongs to both of us. Both teams, Lakers and the Clippers. I can't say it belongs to one over the other.
I think we all know it's a Laker town.
It is. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they're going to give you much to talk about. Okay. The Clippers. The advantage that the Clippers have is they have Doc Rivers, and because you have Doc Rivers, it gives you instant credibility. And I think that's going to help them. But not in this situation because they don't compare to the two teams playing in these finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blackish debuts this fall on ABC.
Wednesday nights.
Give it up for Anthony Anderson.
Wednesday nights, 9:30. Watch it. You're going to love it.
Watch it.
You're going to love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the South Beach has been invaded by First Take fans, more so Miami Heat fans. A few Spurs fans sprinkled.
There are some Spurs fans here.
They're sprinkled.
And they got guts to be out here.
As do you, sir.
Go Spurs, go.
Oh, boy.
Go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go.
We just want to make a special note, a programming note. Obviously, we will be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Our guest will be Cameron Wake. And obviously, your giant boy, Antrell Roll, he'll be on the show. And we have a very special guest for the mayor of South Beach. Ladies, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Ladies and gents, rather. Almost gave up your guess. All right, let's talk about Game 4. Who wins? Skip Bayless and why?
I want to hear, it's the mayor's show. It's his town. It's his time. Go ahead, mayor. You got it.
You don't win. You don't win an NBA Finals if you go down 3-1. That will not happen to the Miami Heat.
So it's over if the Spurs win tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
The series is over.
We got that on tape.
The series is over.
Okay. Roll the tape.
The series is over.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, you do not come back from a 3-1 deficit. Miami will not have to. They will answer the bell tonight and tie the series.
They agree. They agree.
I have to defer to the mayor here.
Okay.
The Heat will win tonight, but the Spurs will win in 6.
Oh, my God.
The Spurs will win in 6.
Stay in your chair,
the Spurs
sir.
in 6.
Stay in your chair, kind sir. You're so
Yeah.
No, he's passionate.
Go Spurs, go.
That's
Do
what
it. You can
he's
do
being
it.
passionate.
Please.
All right.
Worry about Skip.
For Skip Bayless
Skip
and
want to get back to
Stephen
the
A. Smith,
Riverwalk.
I'm Carrie Champion. This is First Take. We're at the Cleveland Hotel. See you tomorrow. You're not behaving right. You're behaving well.
ESPN Radio.
With the action on the court, the diamond, or the gridiron.
Comes alive.
The NBA.
The Miami Heat have won the 2013 NBA title.
Major League Baseball.
The Boston Red Sox have won the World Series.
The Gold Championship Series.
The tide has risen again. The third time in 4 years.
Your home for the best in sports play-by-play.
ESPN Radio.